said, Lewis, why you harder?
Ernest, yes sir.
Ernest, my boy. You already know that fucking Scouts.
Yo, it's here. Kids of Hip Hop, we're here with my boy Luphoriccc. Harlem nigga, getting to it every day. Honestly, he been on his grind. He dropped like 2 projects since we last spoke about 18 months ago. Last November. On God, bro. How's shit been different since like, how's your mental space been different since those 18 months ago compared to now?
I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. Nah, yeah, bro, it's been a movie. It's been a blast. It's been like a roller coaster, like just, you know, a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
But yeah, since thank God for music, I like saw myself like reflecting a lot and doing a lot of like fucking astral projecting.
Yeah.
And seeing how people like view the music and the vibrations and all that. But yeah, once I dropped that, it put me in some type of like array.
Yeah,
like,
facts. Cause I remember after that you was jacking like, nah, I'm gonna release it now.
Yeah,
I'm letting this shit go. Cause
God.
I know you used to hold on to your music for a long time, and since then, you dropped 2 projects and I think 2 singles.
Yes.
Love Wins and also Rubi.
And Don't Wanna Yet.
And Don't Wanna.
3 singles.
3 singles.
So essentially, before Thank God for Music, I was just going through like a lot of like turmoil and anguish. I was just trying to figure out like what is it that Luphoriccc is bringing to the table as an artist. And I was also like digesting like the game, like you know, like the most popular artists out today. I was trying to blend certain soundscapes with, you know, certain things that I was interested in as an artist at the time, or just as a creative.
Yeah.
For my sole purpose. But yeah, and then when I released Time and Better Than Time, it made me realize I'm like, yeah, I'm really in my own lane. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm driving really fast in my own lane, so I'm gonna just keep going until I crash.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those things to me where I was like, you know what, the sky's the limit, man. I was like, yo, let me just go as far as I can. And then then came Rubi. Yeah, when I got the news, it was pretty crazy. Like,
Because Rubi is a song for your niece,
for my niece, yeah.
Because at the time it was your unborn niece.
Yeah, at the time it was my unborn niece. And when I made the beat before I got the news, which is crazy.
Okay.
I was
That's
I was just like deliberating with myself. I was just like, yo, let me make something that just feels great. Then I made the beat, and then my brother, he got in a car accident.
Oh shit.
Because when he found out his girl was pregnant, he was like, oh shit, like life hit him. So then he came home, he gave me the news, and I was just like, what? I want to be a whole deal. I want to be a whole uncle. That's crazy.
Everything.
Yeah, and then I was just like, yo, I kind of kept it to myself, and I internalized everything. I was just like, yo, I kind of had to like, I just felt like I had to conquer something.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to like tell something from like our POV.
Yeah.
You know, so I went back to the lab and I started browsing through different beats and different sessions, and I'm like, yo, it's not adding up. Then I ran into one beat that I made previously, and I'm like, let me finish this. Finished it, made it feel like all airy and whatnot, and it just hit me. And I just spent a whole week like closed doors, talking to nobody. I just wrote that shit, and yeah, went to the studio, did it in one take, had a little crying session. And that was that. You know what I'm saying?
I'd say Rubi is without a doubt your most ambitious song, like,
bruh.
And it's interesting because you say for Thank God for Music, kind of you were dealing with a lot of heavy questions like who is Luphoriccc, what does he bring to the table in terms of artist, musician, and then when Timing is Better Than Time, it's more like you found like I have my sound, I have my lane, and then Rubi's feel they almost combine both of that. It's like because you took some of that anguish for sure.
For sure.
By the way, it's a 7-minute track that really touches on everything, like from who he is, who his brother is, who his family is.
So like essentially it goes from my mom existing to me existing, and then questionably asking my mom for a sibling. Like I was like at one point I think I was like 2 or 3. Yeah, I was like 3, and I was rubbing on my mother's belly. I'm like,
is that where that picture is from? The album cover? Where you're like laying on her.
Correct. I was like about like 4 or like 5 around there, and I was like rubbing on my mother's belly. I'm like, yo, ma, I want a brother. And then that's when my boy Junior came into the picture. You know what I'm saying, my younger brother. And then it went from my younger brother's existence to us play fighting and being kids to essentially, you know, knocking up his girl.
Yeah, him growing up and having to grow up really quickly.
And then it showed me who I am as a person, as a man, in the household, and just like it made me realize how fast life is, and the fact that it's so fast, I can like catch up, but I'm always at my own speed. So towards the rest of the, I guess, the story, because I look at it as a poem. Towards the rest of the poem, I kind of just told myself to like let this be a little like journal entry for Ruby, and I explained to her what life was to me and the breakthrough that I experienced as a human being, so that when she comes into the world and she's conscious enough to hear the song, she's like, wow, my uncle really gave me a good breath of like what life is to us, or like, you know what I'm saying,
yeah, no, on top. type shit where like I feel like when it comes to the song Ruby, it has a lot of layers to it.
Yeah.
It has a lot of emotionality as well as a lot of wisdom and just a lot of messages passed on. But I think it was, in terms of the production, because you were saying that production had already been made and then you kind of assigned it to that poem. How like that process of you picking like the certain beat to go along with almost the essay that it was?
Correct. I was looking for something very ambient and heavy. So when I found the specific synth, like the little instrument that's like in the back warping, when I found that, it just gave me the feeling that I wanted to like talk on. Like it kind of opened up a whole realm and a whole atmosphere that I was like looking for, and I was like, it needs minimal percussion, so I gave it a kick and a snare, and a little bit of hi-hats, and then like an African piano called the marimba. That's all I gave it, and the rest was just history. I was just like, you know what, let me just chop it and screw it and just give it life, and then let my voice just carry it. So it was just one of those moments where it was just like, it is what it is, and it just spoke back to me. I didn't really like overthink it. I was like, this is it, and I'm assigning to this essay essentially, and it's gonna be Ruby, and this is for Ruby and Ruby solely. So yeah,
you've been doing a lot of production as of late. Like you've been doing a lot of mixing and mastering engineering as well as production work for like getting placements and shit. Dude. So how has that kind of developed? Because I know 18 months ago that wasn't really the case.
That's true.
When we spoke back then.
Wow, it's been super overwhelming actually, because it made me learn a lot about myself, outside of being a recording artist. It just made me encompass all the emotions and everything that I've been feeling as just as a human being solely. It made me realize how like introverted I am, but as much as I am introverted, like I can like still grasp like people's like energies and like put it on one palette. So it just taught me how to be a better conversationalist, like to talk with people, communicate, try to gauge what they're feeling and whatnot, things like that and that nature. So I slowly started to become an extrovert since then.
What are like some of the production accolades that like you feel like you're proud of that you've accomplished up until now?
I'll say there's a little beat that I'm working on for Dymond right now. I sent something out to Mick. I sent something out to Earth Gang. So hopefully they reach back.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully they reach back. You know,
yes,
but I wouldn't say I have like an accolade as of right now. I'll just say the thing that I'm most proud about is definitely my EP that I'm working on right now, because it sounds it sounds full and complete.
Is this like the beat tape EP you've been talking about, or is this just a regular EP?
It's actually like another EP to finish the trilogy.
Gotcha.
Of like Thank God for Music, Time and Better Than Time, and then this one is called I Am Not Okay.
Alright.
So just like most of my projects, it's gonna be a complete sentence. The track list will be a sentence, and it will all make sense when it's said and done. And then that's something that I'm proud about as of right now, my EP for sure, because I feel like it's like a new beginning. It's like a new side of Luphoriccc that people have been waiting for, and like I've been anticipating. right before my album, my debut, because I know everybody just wants the album, but that shit is actually pretty cool. Boom, that'll be my best accolade actually. The album is actually produced by me and my boy Fredo and Isaiah Rashad's little brother Keem the Cypher. So shout out to Keem the Cypher for believing in me 4 years ago before I even got to where I am right now. And kudos to Isaiah Rashad. He's dropping his album July 30th.
For sure.
The house is burning. That shit is crazy. So I'm just happy to be in the bubble amongst like the music scene and actually connecting with these individuals. It's just cool. I'll say that's my best accolade. Like the album for sure. But you guys are not getting that like anytime soon.
It's a tease.
It's a little tease. But the album, once just know things will be uphill, super colossal, super on the way up when the album drops. Because I know that's just gonna be pivotal.
Nah, facts.
That's like my soul right there that I'm giving out.
Cause I think like in terms of you was talking about being a producer and how like being a producer like you're still within the realm, but you're not like the person who's, let's say you're still on stage, but you're more in the back of the stage. It's like, the drum set is in the back, the lead singer is in the front.
Correct.
You prefer to be, do you prefer to be more the lead singer or the drummer?
In this case, I would prefer to be the lead singer, because as much as I've been, dabbing into production and I do consider myself a great producer, like, I just been so devoted to like my songwriting to the point where I feel like it's easier for me to be the actual like lead vocalist and whatnot. It's more of an appeal for the type of artist that I am, because I can be the back end too as much as I can be the front.
Yeah.
But I don't see myself being as successful if I was in the back.
So do you enjoy collaborating with artists more in terms of you being like a recording artist opposed to a producer/engineer?
I actually do enjoy working with other people more than being just a recording artist. So I think that's my way of like finding my little back end. But when it comes to like performing acts, like I would prefer to be the lead vocalist, because it just works in my favor. Like my energy just shifts and I'm ready to just like cause records.
You kind of like
chaotic.
putting yourself in that uncomfortable. I mean, because it seems that you say you're an introverted person, but you like to put yourself on the stage to perform.
That's like the time where I feel like I'm speaking to God and I feel closer to Him, and that's when I like see myself for who I am. Like even with the mistakes and with all the imperfections, like that's the moment of like clarity for me as an introvert. Like it's like I spend all my days like locked in my room with the lights off, writing these verses and making these beats. But when it's time to like uproar and really get crazy, like that's the moment where I'm just like, it's now or never. Like this is it. Like,
has your relationship with God always played a role within your creativity?
Yo, absolutely. I was definitely a God-fearing man at one point, but I feel like over the past couple months I realized that there's no reason to fear God. I met God and He looked just like me. So my relationship with God is super important when it comes to music, because I do treat my music as a religion and as a ritual. Like, I wake up at like 9 in the morning, do some yoga, like, like run around for a bit, eat a good breakfast, eat some nice little brunch or whatever, come back, meditate.
I be teaching my sons.
You know what I'm saying? Sir. Probably like look up some sessions, get ready, and then once I find the song that I want to do, the next 6 to 8 hours of the evening into the night ends up becoming a freaking atmosphere that like was not open at all until like I found the key. So yeah, I really treat everything as like church. It's like going to church on Sundays. That's kind of how my music creation be. I only certain energies could be there. Like people can't be talking too much. Like I'm saying, nothing but the music has to be played, and nothing else that would distract it cannot be interfering. So yeah, I'm very critical when it comes to that.
I gotcha.
To that type of thing,
Do you have out of like the projects you've released, the 2 past projects, do you have a favorite? Like, do you prefer Thank God for Music over Time Better Than Time?
That's a very great question. Wow. I would have to say Thank God for Music is my favorite. It took a lot of it took a lot for me to release that, because besides from Solstice, because Solstice was actually a recent song that was made, the rest of the project, like, it was like a fucking adventure, bro. Like, it just felt like I was just going through loopholes, you know? Like, I felt like Sonic just going through mad, like, rings and shit, yeah. Like, I was just moving at full speed and not worried about, like, whether if I'm a crash or not. And then once I hit my bottomless pit, I was just like, I think it's time for me to, like, release all this, because it's just like I've been holding on to it for so long. So records like I See You and I Can't Help It is just, it just shows you the real dark side of, like, what I was going through at the time. And you know, it came to the light very well. Like, it made people smile, made people laugh and jump up and down and shit. So I think I did my job, and that's like the only project that, like, to this day, if I play it right now, it resonates with me more than Time and Better Than Time. I feel like Time and Better Than Time was just a way for me to
continue the momentum.
Yeah, to continue the momentum and, like, just, like, solidify myself within this production that I'm going for.
I feel you.
So yeah, it's really pretty cool.
I feel you, because it's kind of like a sort of, like, romanticism that you have.
Yeah.
Thank God for music.
Exactly.
Because it really was the project that transitioned you into being this releaser that I feel like the current Luphoriccc is right now.
That's a fact. It's time, you know. Time. It's timing, man. The timing is better than time, because it's just like, if I just, like, set a time to everything, then I'm gonna delay myself, and that's what I was doing before Thank God for Music. I was, like, giving myself deadlines. I was like, oh, I need to finish this so I can release it then. Yeah. And then when it came to then, I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared. So I was just like, fuck, like, what is it? Like, am I missing the essence of my music? Is something not hitting? Is it not resonating? Like, am I going down the wrong fucking corridor? Like, what's going on? And made me realize that it's my timing, not time itself. Yeah. So I was like, you know, it's time to be a releaser, make the music, have fun with the music, and then just let it go. Because the more you hold on to something, the more it's gonna attack you internally. So yes. Yeah, essentially that was my way to go about it, and that's why I named the Thank God for Music, because music surely did save my life at that point. Because I felt myself crashing mentally, to the point where I had to, like, quit drugs and all that shit. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to go sober. I know what was wrong with me. Niggas was going to the hospital. Niggas was going through some little rehab moments. So yeah, I'm glad to just be here breathing and still doing the things that, like, everybody loves. So, yeah, shit cool.
Nah, sometimes you really just gotta reset and find, like, the most simple things in life. Yes. And just being appreciative for those. That's what I realized, like, when I was, like, I still smoke, but when I was smoking a lot, it'd be type of shit where it's like, I'm gonna go on a walk and then smoke. And it's like, bro, like, there was a point in life where you could just go on a walk and you didn't have to smoke and you enjoyed that shit. So there could be a point in life where you could just go on a walk and not have to smoke and continue to enjoy that shit. It doesn't always have to be, like, you know, some type of drug-induced sort of living of life, but, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing. I couldn't see the difference. Like for me, it was like being high was my way of having fun. I was like, I can't have fun if I'm not, like, high. Yeah. So when it came to, like, creativity, it's like, if it wasn't drinking or smoking, then I couldn't create anything. That was, like, my mind at the time before Thank God for Music. It was like I had to be under the influence to create some type of influence. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but, like, it's just how my mind was working, and that's how, you know, records like Love Wins and Don't Want It, especially Don't Want It. I made that shit on shrooms at my boy Adonis' crib. Like just records like that made me realize, I was like, okay, I'm tapping into something, but what I'm tapping into is not lasting forever.
No, it's not.
So that's what made me, like, quickly depressed and just filled with turmoil. And I was like, something's wrong here. Like, I'm slightly disconnected from my vessel. So, yeah, right when it came to the release of Thank God for Music, I promised myself to be sober. And since then, it helped me be less clouded and actually see things for what it is. Yeah. To the point where my mixes are even coming out way more clear, and actually, like, I'm seeing it. I'm not just hearing the music, I'm actually seeing it. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Facts. Nah, I remember you saying pretty much you have the next project, or next EP coming up. Was that I'm Not Okay?
I Am Not Okay, yeah.
And then you got an album coming. I mean, obviously, everybody, like, you know, if you're an artist, you're gonna have an album at some point in life.
There's no title. Well, there is a title. I'm
Gonna hold it?
I'm going through different. I have like at least 5 different names for it.
I got you.
But one of the main ones is called Four Corners. But yeah, the EP is kind of the one thing on my mind right now. I'm Not Okay. It's honestly might be my favorite EP. Like, I know Thank God for Music was just said as my favorite, but when I release I'm Not Okay, something is telling me that it's gonna be my favorite one, because this one is like sober Lewis still influencing himself and others with the same type of atmosphere that was created before and after. So it's just like, it's just a better version of everything that was created. On production, that is so cool. Like, it's just so cool. Like, the way I just made these type of beats sound and like feel like it's super minimal, but it's like a lot of spacey sounds with my voice. Like, there's like a lot of airy vocals. So it's like I'm doing more with my voice than the beat. Like, the beats are super minimal and straight to the point, with like a lot of like heavy drums and like, you know, 808s and whatnot. But my voice is doing a lot of cool shifting like noises and whatnot. So I think people are gonna be fond of it.
I'm excited for it.
I want it to be a project where people can just like exist and just have fun and just have it be background music. You know, it doesn't have to be the best thing out. I just want it to be, you know, felt.
Yeah. It's not gonna be kind of like on similar. It's gonna be a little bit different from Thank God for Music,
from everything that I've created. It sounds different from the album. The album is more Lewis, like on some lo-fi shit. But this project is more I'll say commercial. It sounds cool. It sounds very like out of this world.
Never thought I'd say I'd be excited for a commercial project.
This shit sounds really different. Like, honestly, I'm surprised the way it's coming out. Like, especially like the interlude. I would deem myself as the king of interludes. Like, I know every interlude I've ever dropped, people like loved it. The interlude on I'm Not Okay is by far my favorite one. And it's honestly touching upon like a little disability that I have. Well, I'll say like just like a mental disability that we all probably suffer from. But I'm touching upon synesthesia and just like having like fucking ADHD and just fucking fidgeting a lot and doing like just like my mannerisms and whatnot. But the way that I'm vocalizing on it, it's like paying a lot of mindfulness to the way I fidget and just like my mannerisms. Like, when you hear my voice, you can tell how I'm like doing it on the mic. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like actually acting it out. But it's a record that I'm ready for people to like feel. Are you gonna try and like release a single for that EP, or is just gonna? Nah, I'm just gonna drop it as is. Yeah. Actually, wait, no, I'm lying. I am releasing a single before the EP.
Okay.
Correct. And I'm gonna share that right now. Actually, yeah. Me and my boy Chris, we made a song like about like a year and a half ago. It's called C'est la vie. That is life in French. That shit is tough. Heard that shit recently. I was like, yo, I never mastered this. Mastered it. Shit is just groundbreaking. I feel like it's the perfect little intro to the, you know, to the release of the EP. It's gonna kind of like take you guys there, like, okay, wow, because the song itself is super airy and like just very trancy. So it kind of puts you in the space of like, okay, where's Lewis going? And then boom, the EP drops and it's like, wow, this is solid.
Do you know when you're trying to drop that?
C'est la vie is coming like in the next month or two. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so getting a new single in about a month or two. We get an EP sometime after that. Then
say next year
for the project.
The beginning of next year, the EP is definitely dropping.
All right.
Yeah, but the single's releasing before the end of this year for sure. I'll probably say the fall, probably sometime around October.
Facts.
Yeah, give some room for people to still enjoy Rubi. It's been going up. Actually.
Yeah. Nah, for real. Like, for real. Y'all niggas need to tune into Rubi.
Yeah,
like,
Rubi.
You're not gonna be disappointed. Like,
super intense.
Bro, this shit is an intense ass 7 minutes. There's a lot of levels to it. There's a lot of different dimensions in terms of the emotionality, as well as the production, as well as also just the intellectuality. For me, it's almost like a biblical song because biblical logic is always generational.
Yeah.
It's human logic is the most pervasive logic that will ever exist.
It's true.
Bro, I fucking love you, nigga. You my brother.
I love you more, man.
Fucking Ernest, nigga.
Ernest, bro.
November, loco. Ya tú sabes.
Bro, we'll come back and tune in. Yo, follow my son Anthony, bro. Kids of Hip Hop. If y'all don't follow Kids of Hip Hop, you's a bum. You's a bum. You's a bum. Get with the program. Y'all head ass
Stupid.
niggas, bro. Stupid. Fuck out of here.
Rubi.